how do you imagine the showroom experience to be? Because right now,
Mhm.
I believe for Name It, you have eight, four big collections, eight smaller collections a year, something like that.
No, it's actually six collections, so three per season. I would say two and two split with two big ones per each season. One it's a little bit smaller one, but that's how it is.
Yeah, and it's quite common that you do get customer visits to the showroom
Yeah.
for oh, yeah, and I mean, if you go sample free, why would they come to the showroom?
Mhm. Good question. Yeah, I mean, the first answer to that is that, as I said before, you can take away all the samples, but you can't take away the knowledge of the sales reps.
Mm,
So they will know surely what works for them. And of course, this is something that we're working on right now. As I said, we're still in the transition phase, so we do still have samples in the showroom. But of course, we're also trying to listen to the sales rep and listen to the customers. What is it that they need for us to remove those samples? Because of course, as you said, we have different showrooms. Not all showrooms are exactly the same size. We have some that are very large, others that are very small, and we need to find something that is scalable, so that can work for the small showroom and for the bigger showrooms. But I think that what we're going to do, I don't have the answer right now. I mean, of course, we are looking into, but I can't really disclose it. But what I can say is that surely it's the whole experience, the giving you the inspiration of the collection, because it's a thing to just come down and see like on a big screen all the different styles,
yeah,
and that will not be an added value. The added value is that the whole theme of the collection, the whole theme of this particular capsule, because at the end of the day, is that what the customers are going to buy into? Because is that what they're going to sell to their customers in their shop?
sure.
And there's multiple ways that we can do this, and we can see that technology is really ramping up at an incredibly surprising speed, which is very exciting to see. And I think that the key hurdle right now is actually to differentiate from a technology that looks cool and a technology that actually helps and works. What I mean by that is that you can look into different technologies, that are really great, forward looking, and all these sort of things. But then at the end of the day, they're more of a gimmick rather than actually a help for the sales rep and the customer.
Yeah,
And that's actually what you need to do to actually develop and deliver the
yeah.
good digital showroom experience of the future.
And I mean, I have to ask. Obviously, this week the spatial computing revolution started with the Apple Vision Pro release. Is that something? I mean, what's your thoughts first and foremost in
Yeah.
that technology applied to the showroom experience? How do
Um,
you imagine?
um, yeah, to be honest, right now, I think as incredibly, amazingly exciting it is, I don't think that right now that would be the right way to go. For the simple reason that we also have to cater at the demographics of our customer base. Some of them are very young and others are more experienced, right? So I think that, as I said, we need to draw a line. And we need to make it standardized. And I don't think that a customer who's been in the industry for 30 years comes in, throw away the samples. Now you have to put in this fancy goggles on
Yeah.
and just stay with them for, I don't know, a couple of hours. I will get dizzy, let alone somebody who's been doing that for many, many years, right? So right now, I don't think, at least in this moment in time, I don't think that would be the right way to go.
Yeah.
But I would rather, for instance, tap into other options like we touched upon the virtual try-on. That's something that we looked into, and we're just waiting for the right technology to help us out with that. But
Mm,
also just the AI can just really, without going to that extreme,
mm,
really help us out in that sense.
exactly. But it is. I mean, maybe one should not rule it out too fast. It's quite interesting if you don't get dizzy, right? Like if you can
Hmm.
get this AR experience and have things overlaid and
Yeah.
as it looks like on the commercials, but it always looks much better in commercials. We know that. It would be an interesting thing to evaluate. Basically, what I really like about going into a showroom is that you really get that premium feeling of the brand,
Hmm.
of the capsule, and you get a sense of it. I mean, maybe you can try to achieve that with big screens or other type of
Yeah.
mechanisms as well. But you said you're working on something, but you cannot disclose it right now. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
When you think there will be a time for disclosing that?
Well, let's say when we're a bit closer to it. Let's put it this way. But yeah, it's still like in the research phase. There's lots of amazing and exciting opportunities out there. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you that you should have like that really amazing immersive experience.
Yeah.
Again, I think though it's the right tool to do it for the demographics that we're into.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that for me is one of the biggest concerns that I have, into finding a solution that caters for everybody.
Yeah.
And also stepping into even more details, also like the different cultural ways of actually buying into the collection are fundamentally different from the Nordics compared to the Southern European markets.
Yeah.
So that's also something to take into account.